All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. It is time for the end of day report with yours truly, Dex, the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the famous six pack, where you can get started trading with us for as little as $69 a month. Yep, you heard it right, $69 a month. This is our way to give you a coronavirus stimulus package. This is our own stimulus package, all right? So here we are. They're trying to get the finishing touches done on this coronavirus. Earlier during the day, Bernie Sanders threatened to hold it up because they want their questionable pork packages stuffed into the bill. They want to push the agenda that we've all talked about for years, which is that whole beast system. All right. They say one thing out of their mouth and then they do the opposite. And that's what they're doing. They don't care about the American people. They care about the people that they serve. Their real masters is not the American people. Excuse me. Their real masters is the deep state, the shadow government, the Fortune 500 companies that own and control them, the central banking system, the Federal Reserve. That's who they work for. Make no mistake about it. At the end of the day, that's what we are. All right, so where do we go from here? Well, only thing we can do is just be on the lookout, knowing that volatility is here to stay for a while, and then we just, make it do what it do. That's really all we can do. All right, so we're going to continue to push forward. We're going to trade what we see and not what we think, and we're going to leave it at that. All right, understand that with volatility, what that normally means is that you're going to get clipped on both sides of the market. It's going to run the bulls for a little bit, and then it's going to run the bears for a little bit. We're not trending. This is just a market trying to figure itself out. All right, so it is what it is, folks. That's why you need to understand that these are algorithms. These are computer-generated programs that you're in the market with. So unless you have an algo superior to their algo, you're not going to know which end is up. So because of that, and in light of all the different pieces of news that's coming out, I figured that I would make things a little bit easier for you. So you know how the system tells you you get those codes and then it talks to you, tells you this is what's going on in the market. Well, what I'm going to do is I've turned that up a notch so that every day you're going to get something telling you what's what, where the bias is in the market. Because the way we had it before, if there was nothing to really talk about, it wouldn't talk about it. But I've been in the lab, like I told you. I've been working on some stuff, so it's going to be off the chain for you now. So every day now, there's going to be a signal for you. There will be something being told to you. You will know where the bias is in the market before you have a place to trade. All right? And you can pretty much take it to the bank. All right, so remember I told you that I was turning on the cotton and the soybean system? Well, it's ready to go now. You're going to be busy. You're going to be in these markets, in and out constantly, especially on the forex and the future side and the crypto side. You're going to be busy. All right. Now, you're able to ride out a lot of the volatility in the equities, believe it or not. Equities is like the only place. If you're trading an equity that has a strong options market, you don't really have to do anything. You don't even have to panic. I mean, truth be told, technically speaking, for shorter term time frames, you don't even really need to use a stop. I'm not telling you not to use a stop. I'm just saying when it comes to equities, especially for those longer term players who've been holding, shares of IBM since you were a baby, your granddaddy gave it to you, that kind of thing. There are things you can do. You don't ever have to sell your shares. You could be stubborn and say, I'm going to hold it until it goes to zero. You can do whatever you want. But you have things that you can do that futures traders can't do and forex traders can't do because of the leverage. When you're trading just straight equities, there really is no leverage, except for when you trade on margin. That's about it. But it's like, 2 to 1. I mean, it's nothing. It's 2 to 1. That's the most you can get in equities. Now, also, there have been issues with the 3X ETFs that we so often like to use. So there were some really cheap ones, excuse me, and if they were managed correctly, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But sometimes the 3X go away, man, and it's just something with them. I remember a couple years ago, we had the volatility shares go off the table because something weird happened in the middle of the day. They couldn't meet margin or something. And so the XIV had to go away. And that was the sister to the TVIX. So it had to go away. All right. So anywho, just wanted to let you guys know that I got your back. I know exactly what it is that you need. And so I've been in the lab to make it happen. Now it's getting time. It's getting real close to backing up the truck, folks. Back it on up. Like Chuck Brown used to say, back it on up. Yeah, it's getting time to back it on up now. The Fed is saying they're here, they're in the market, and they're trading. The Fed is getting ready to start buying equities and futures. They're getting ready to back up the truck. So we shall back it up with them. Equities and precious metals should be the place to be, and I am getting ready myself to operate in there with you. Also, I'm watching these bonds, man. I'm really, really, really watching these bonds. Berry bonds. I'm watching the bonds, okay? Let me explain another thing to you, another technique for you. When you get your reports, go ahead and put your tickets in, man. Don't worry about, well, the market is gapped up beyond my entry price. So what? So what? All right? Put your stops in, you're good to go. If you're using Thinkorswim platform like me, you can add your stop loss at the time that you put your trade in. So when your trade executes, it automatically executes your stop too. All right, don't worry about it. Equities gap a lot because they don't trade around the clock like futures do. So there's going to be gappage, and then the market backs and fills or what have you, and you're in the trade, and it takes off with you in the trade. Okay, don't fret that. All right, if you wait until the opening bell to put your trades in, you can miss your trade when it comes to equities. I always put my tickets in before the market opens so I can get filled right when the market opens. I don't care if the market is gapping up or gapping down. That is irrelevant. Stick to the system and you will do fine. All right, so with that being said, when you get the reports after this video, please trade accordingly. I'm going to update the shopping list. I got filled on 3 of those items today. I got stopped out in the OIH, and that was just fine with me. I don't mind taking small losses when the market is not cooperating. If the market is not cooperating, you gotta get out of it. You gotta let it go, and don't worry about it. And so that's pretty much what I did. I let it go, and I didn't worry about it. The way it works is like this: the system is intelligent. It knows when there is a problem in the underlying security. And so what happens is those stops sometimes will get really close, really tight. And the system is saying, if you get stopped out, the market's not ready to do what we're anticipating it to do. And we're wrong. And we're admitting we're wrong, and we're getting out of the way and waiting for the next trade. So that's how the system works in that regard. Okay. So I just wanted to put these few bugs in your ear before we got started so I wouldn't forget. I figured I'd do it first. All right, now let's get into the charts. It's chart time. Let's bust these charts out. All right, so first chart. As you can see here, this is the Bitcoin futures. Actually, you don't see it because I hit the wrong thing. My bad. Let's try that again. All right, now you see the Bitcoin futures. All right. So here is the Bitcoin futures, and you can see that we came up off of this, this narrow range inside day. We were expecting the ranges. Now the market broke up, and now it's in jeopardy of having a pullback tomorrow. So we're looking at a possible, we have a primary crash alert for tomorrow. But because we have multiple alerts going back and forth as the market's been in this consolidation phase, it looks like we're getting really having a lot of time, a hard time with the overhead resistance around 7,500. And don't forget too, this is a bearish pointer back here that is going to need to be reconciled at some point. So trade cautiously, trade accordingly. You may get clipped on both long and shorts, and that's okay. Take whatever you can off the table. Take small losses as well. Learn to take your losses, people. Do not be afraid of taking a loss. All right, we take small losses in this game. I often will pull a trade, even if my stop's not hit, if I just don't like the way it's moving. So I'm keeping it 100 with you. If I don't like the way something's moving, I'm out. I'll be like, you know what? My other trades are just really taking off, and this one's not even working. And I was expecting it to do something now. I'm out of here. And I'll pull it. And I don't care if it takes off afterwards. I don't give a darn. I'm out. If it doesn't feel right to me, I'm out. That's just my years of experience talking. All right. So on this one, you know, narrow range, back to back. Market's trying to decide what it wants to do here. Whatever it does do, if it breaks out or breaks down, you want to be a part of it. So just Bitcoin is one of the ones you got to watch. It's not like trading any other market. The brokers don't have the sophisticated order types where you can put in your stop along with your entry price, and that way you can go to bed afterwards. And then whatever happens, you're good to go. This is not like that. You have to sit here and watch the market. So it's a little bit tougher, but I respect that. But this is where we are. We don't really have a clear thing. We got some good momentum. You can see here at the bottom, but other than that, you got to respect the crash alert and the overhead resistance too. All right, next one is XRP. Same story on XRP. Bearish pointer back here. Overhead resistance right above us. Back-to-back narrow range days. Market hasn't decided which way it wants to break out or break down, but breakout is imminent. Okay. The next one here is LTC. Same story. Bearish pointer back here. Back-to-back narrow ranges. The market is due to break out at some point. We don't know if it's going to be breaking up or breaking down, but breakout is imminent. All right, here's Ethereum. Likewise, same thing with Ethereum, and we're trendless. You see the ticking time bomb, meaning that breakout is imminent. Here's the bearish pointer on this one too, but it's moving sideways. Ethereum has no trend at the moment. All right, looking at Dash. Dash is a little bit different because it did break out here from the lows. Bearish pointer here, and now we're just really respecting the overhead trend line resistance around 80-ish. We'll see if this one's going to break too. There's the ticking time bomb right here in the bottom right-hand side. That's how you know that a breakout, either up or down, is imminent. You're looking at the chart because they'll have the ticking time bomb here. And right now, we're just ticking. All right, next one. All right, this is BCH, Bitcoin Cash. Same story. This one is different because you got that double-sided. So this just means range. Not necessarily pointer, but more so range. And you're just getting narrower and narrower. And the overhead resistance is right there. So, 270, 280-ish. Top side is possible, but until the bomb explodes, we don't know which way it's going to break out. So there, again, we're just watching on that one. All right, bonds. I've been watching bonds like crazy. All right, this is your TLT. The market did not break out. It just respected the overhead resistance and then pulled back. And this is a crash alert right here. So it may take, it may take, another day, meaning that tomorrow we can probably see the market start to pull down. And trend line support down here is where the support is at 151, and we're sitting at 162. So I think there is some money here to be had, because the last time we got a situation like this, you saw what happened. So we could come all the way back down here again. And yes, this is a bearish pointer. So this one is looking weak, even though we got that bullish momentum still intact, right? But the last time we tried to get something going here, we failed also. We failed. This one's trying to stay there a little bit. So this is an interesting one. This is sort of like a little bullish pointer too, but I'm going to say that right now, as of right this moment, the bears are in control of this one. Lower highs, boom and boom. So let's see what happens. We'll see which way it breaks. We'll be prepared for anything, but right now, I'm gonna have my TBT tickets working in the market. All right, here's your Russell futures. Ticking time bomb here too. Primary crash alert for tomorrow. We've been just narrow range day after narrow range inside day after narrow range inside day. Market doesn't know what it wants to do. Are we going to break down and roll over? Or are we going to break out? I think it's all going to hinge around this whole stimulus thing. Once all the particulars are ironed out, is it done? Are we really finished? And until we are, the market's just going to continue to move sideways. But once it passes, we should be off to the races to the top side. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But for right now, I'm going to go with the primary crash alert and see what happens. The last two primary crash alerts, actually three, gave us nothing. Market did not roll over. So is this going to be another repeat of that, or are we going to get action this time? So I'm watching this one too, but I have no orders working for the Russell. I am long the Nasdaq 100 though. I took a small initial, excuse me, legging in position in the QQQ. So we'll see how that plays out. And let's see. I think do I have a short position, a short ticket running in the Dow? I could have sworn I did. Let me see. Yep, I do. DXD. Yep, got a ticket running there too. Sometimes it pays to play both sides of the market when you're uncertain which way is going to break. All right, here is the crude oil futures. All right, we have a nice little base right here. The market's trying to get a rally going, but really having problems. I think that's why my OIH too didn't pan out, because it's really struggling here. So I think it's time to short some oil, get ready to short oil again, because the way it's playing is looking like it's about to fall out of bed. So I'll be watching that one too. So oil's looking bearish right now. All right, next one is the Nasdaq 100 futures. I have that ticking time bomb here. Momentum has gone up. We did break out here. We do have overhead resistance. We're not ignorant of that, but this is starting to look more like a base for a rally other than a base for a downturn. So that's why I took that small long position in the Q, looking to build a position depending on what happens. Now, because we have this back-to-back signal like this, there's a cancellation, which means that a trading range has now been established that the market's going to have to break out of yet again. And technically speaking, we haven't gone outside of the original back here. All we did was expand the downside range. So top side of the range is here, and then the bottom side is right here. So we really haven't done anything. We're just respecting the trading range. But I'm thinking that once we get a deal done, especially if it's announced tomorrow or tonight, that the market should take off. And the top side here for the Nasdaq is several hundred points away, back around the 8,200 range. So I think that's where the market wants to head, somewhere near there, and that'll be good for a nice gain. So we'll see. All right, here is your British pound, your pound sterling, coming off a primary rally alert with a bullish pointer. Market did come and best that today. So we'll see if we can get a continuation pattern tomorrow. Overhead resistance is going to be around the 120-150 range, somewhere around there. That's going to be our initial resistance. And we'll watch this one and see what happens. All right, taking a look now at your euro. All right, here's the euro. The euro's hitting its head now at the bottom of the Kumo cloud. All right, coming off of this primary rally alert. And it's respecting the overhead resistance right where it's at, around that 108 to 108.50 level, having a problem there. If it can break through it, then the next resistance is going to be around 110. All right, so right now, what's in play is trying to best and get a good close above the bottom of the Kumo cloud here, which is setting at 109.29. So need a nice, good, solid close above that. Then the next target will be the 110. We'll see what happens. Getting close, though. Right now, the bears still got it, though. All right, taking a look at the Canadian dollar, which is not benefiting from oil because oil is not rallying. Ticking time bomb here. Had a primary crash alert. Market was able to stay floating in midair. Then now we got a secondary crash alert now. So now the bears are in control, and this one is looking like a sell, and I think we probably will see some selling pressure tonight. Let me just take a quick glance and see what's happening in the overnight. Yeah, the pound sterling right now is quiet. It's down 16 pips. It did get as low as 117.95 though, so this is one to watch. This is definitely one to watch. We're now trading at 118.75, so it's trying to do something. I'm sorry, what did I just give you? What did I quote? Yeah, that's the pound sterling. I meant to give you the Canadian. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's see here. Let's see what we got on the Canadian. Just give me a second. All right, I see red on the screen for the Canadian. Hold on. Yeah, 142.11-ish, something like that on the CAD. So be careful on that one. All right, next one. All right, here's the Aussie dollar. We got a secondary rally alert now with a pointer. So this one looks promising. Let's see where we are. Okay, nope, this one has now reversed a little bit. It's down 56 pips at 59.10. So this one is reversing, going the other way, but we still got this bullish pointer to contend with. So if you are long this one, make sure you got your stops in case this thing accelerates to the downside, all right? All right, the next one is the Dow Futures, ticking time bomb here as well. Secondary rally alert that we got going on. So keep your eyes open for that one. Bullish pointer as well. Trend line overhead resistance is the first target at 25,319. All right, next we got food, looking at soybeans, respecting the overhead resistance around the 910 level. Primary crash alert tomorrow, but we also have this bullish pointer to contend with. So we could see a little uptick before we pull back in the overnight market into tomorrow. So beans are looking like they're about to get sold, just like they were back here. All right, looking at gold futures. Gold futures has a primary crash alert on it as well. We did have a 50% pullback today from yesterday's initial breakout that left us with somewhat of a bullish pointer. So this is one that's definitely going to have to be watched as well. If you are long gold futures, you're going to definitely want to make sure that you're trading the front month and make sure you got your stops and stuff in, all right? But this is where we are on this one. Could come back down here to the trend line support around the 1580-ish level. All right, and that's all we got for today. So with that being said, I will see you guys back here tomorrow morning for our pre-market pulse scan. And the rest of you, I will see in the trading room. And I'm going to get these pulse waves out to you. Just need a few minutes to knock that out, and you'll have them. And with that said, remember, pulsewavetrading.com, we do have some giveaways when you open up a free account. Also, we got a special that we're running. You can break bread with us, trade with us, see how we do this. And you can do that for as low as $69 a month. And that's at pulsewavetrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.